You, Radon! Looks like the Festival of Radon is about to be cancelled! Your aim is still shit! You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. No truer words spoken by Harvey Dent. Yeah, You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Really think about those words, and then think about the news that we just heard just yesterday, or I guess in some time zones pretty recently. Are we going to talk about it? Absolutely, we're going to talk about it. We have to talk about it. I just talked about it with my friend just a couple of minutes ago because... Alright, well, we might as well talk about it. Okay, so the MCU's Doctor Doom has been cast. It's Robert Downey Jr. There, I said it. I'm not the only video who's pretty much going ballistic. Well, I wouldn't say going ballistic, but the fans are divided. That's the best way to describe it. Disney Corporation. Disney Corporation corruption. Anyway. So I had to sleep on it. Because when I heard the news, I had to do a double take on it. I definitely had to do a double take, and I had to take a nap. I was like, oh, we are actually serious. There are, and I've seen the comments on YouTube, I've definitely seen it, not on Twitter, because I don't have a Twitter account. I've seen a lot of comments. Divided is the best way we can describe this. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. I'll give you my opinion. On one hand, I'm excited. I'm excited that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU. I'm excited because, dude, just to find the MCU, he's the one who started the MCU. That quote I said at the beginning, there's no other quote that anyone else could say because everyone's leaving a comment. As, well, that Harvey Dent quote is just too... It's too... true, and it fits of what we just got announced. It absolutely fits. And yeah, I'm absolutely using Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales because why not? So like I said, I'm excited. Robert Downey Jr., he was one of the best parts of MCU because he started the whole MCU. It was because of the success of Iron Man 1, the MCU would never existed. Without Iron Man 1, technically, MCU would never existed. And he had such a fitting send-off as, well, I guess spoiler alerts for Avengers Endgame, but I guess that's a moot point at this point. Yeah, so to see the iconic actor just return for an iconic villain role, that's gonna spark some controversy. Not controversy, it's gonna spark a debate with the fans of RDJ, let's face it. But like I said, half of me is excited, as you'll notice in my tone. I'm excited for pretty much RDJ to be actually coming back to MCU. They must have offered him a lot of money. That's what I also see in the comments. They must have upped Disney or Marvel, but really Disney must have offered a whole lot of money. It must have been a lot of zeros. It was it $1 billion? Bro is like the highest MCU paid actor. We know this. Must have been a lot of money. It must have been a lot of money to bring this guy. I thought he was done, like being legit. This news is as surprising when, in terms of Evo, we got some surprising news, but this was surprising news because it just came out of left field and no one was expecting it because we thought RDJ had a good send-off and his contract was done. He had no reason to return to the MCU. But we'll get to the other kind of like side or the other half of what I'm thinking too. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of excitement. There's potential of this could go right. And just the fact that it's called Avengers Doomsday, I mean, after the Jonathan Majors controversy with the domestic violence, yeah, they kind of needed a way out. They definitely needed a win. MCU definitely need to win. After the multiverse saga has been kind of, well, it's been crap. It's been crap, except for specific movies. But overall quality, it's been crap compared to the Infinity Saga. No one can deny that. Absolutely. But yeah, RDJ. When I say it out loud, I'm still surprised. I'll be kind of surprised at what my dad thinks or what my brother thinks too. I'd just be generally surprised of what their thoughts is about RDJ coming back to MCU. I remember, and I immediately went back to when I saw Iron Man in theaters. Yeah, RDJ, he just had it. He was Iron Man. He's still Iron Man. And so let's move on to the other half. I just kind of wanted to talk about it. Like, my other half, I'm excited. That's half of me. I'm excited. Cool. Let's move to the other half. You know, I was talking to my friend about this too, in terms of the other half. Break the glass in case of emergencies. That's the other comments I'm seeing. Come on, Disney, let's face it, and you're not fooling anybody. This is desperation. You know your multiverse saga movies, except for specific ones, but you know, large and whole, they have sucked so much. They needed a win. And they are desperate. You can tell that they're desperate. I imagine they wanted to cast somebody else as Doctor Doom. Let's not, like, disregard that. And I know other videos have actually acknowledged this. The theories I've seen online is this is an Iron Man variant, which is completely understandable. Or this is an entirely different character played by the same actor, which that is completely possible. I mean, J.K. Simmons did play J.J. Jameson, and he was in 2 different universes. He did play J.J. Jameson, or J.J. Jameson. Crap, I feel like I mispronounced that, but it doesn't matter. J. Jonah Jameson, that's it. Well, anyway, he did play him in Marvel, and then he also played Commissioner Gordon in DC. But this is like Marvel. This is strictly Marvel. I don't know. I just, it's an odd choice. I'm kind of with everyone else too, just because he just had a fitting send-off that it really puts a neat little bow of Iron Man. So that mindset, and just kind of like everyone's just gonna see him as Iron Man. Everyone's gonna see him as Iron Man playing Doctor Doom. Maybe he'll surprise us, but you can tell that Disney is desperate, and they had to pay a lot of money to bring RDJ. He's not cheap. This guy is not cheap. So the fact that they are that desperate that they had to bring a iconic actor back shows that they definitely need to win. But come on, Disney, you kind of dug yourself in a hole when you just kind of gave us, you didn't get the fans what they wanted. You gave us crap movies. 90% of the movies are crap, and you know it. You need it. Kind of like, in case of emergency, break glass. You needed RDJ. He didn't need you. You clearly needed him. So that's kind of my, yeah, it's Disney Corporation greed. But yeah, they were so desperate. You could tell this is desperate. It could suck. The whole project could suck. Even with RDJ leading the helm as Doctor Doom, it could absolutely, like, buckle under its own weight because of the multiverse. As we have noticed in the multiverse saga, they can't, how can they redeem themselves unless they put a person who starred the MCU? It's a good move and logistically, but it could end up kind of like shooting themselves in the foot because you had to rely on an old actor to kind of save you guys, to save your bacon. And so that's why you have to break the glass in case of emergency. I mean, let's not deny that. I'm seeing so many comments and there are other videos that this is kind of like, I wouldn't say a cop-out, but you can consider a cop-out, or Disney had no other choice. I mean, they could have easily put, like I've seen, there was someone listing like different actors, like they could have picked Cillian Murphy, they could have put Mads Mikkelsen, they could have picked someone else, and yeah, it would have been completely, or heck, they could have got that guy from Nick Tuck to just reprise his role from Doctor Doom. They could have easily did that. I thought he was a pretty solid Doctor Doom. But they decided to go with Robert Downey Jr. I guess they have a vision and they have something. We have to see a trailer. I mean, there's obviously going to be a trailer. Ha, tongue-tied. There's obviously going to be a trailer for Avengers Doomsday coming next year. There's no way they're not going to just shadow drop it. Because we gotta see RDJ as Doctor Doom. Otherwise, we're gonna see him in the Fantastic Four that is set in the 60s, which that seems like a good move, and I want to see where they go with that, but that is my opinion on that. So, I'm half and half. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. RDJ coming back to MCU. Exciting news I heard in terms of the MCU in a long while. And besides Spider-Man Far From Home. Wait, Far From Home. No Way Home. My bad. But the other half of me is going like, Disney, you are that desperate that you're gonna just bring the guy who started the MCU because you are in the corner and you need to have a way to save your bacon. And I think it's also, please no spoilers on Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine. Please no spoilers. Please no spoilers. I think Deadpool and Wolverine had a lot of, I think that's why they had to bring RDJ back, because the success of Deadpool and Wolverine. No one can say Hugh Jackman was the reason why that Deadpool and Wolverine movie is just a resounding success, because they brought an iconic character we all know and love to play an iconic role that we all freaking love. So it just makes sense to bring RDJ back. But yeah, if they brought him back as Iron Man, it wouldn't work. I imagine it wouldn't work. I mean, Iron Man just had a fitting send-off, as I keep saying his character arc is finished. There's nothing more you can do with Iron Man. I think they did a solid job with that. It makes sense to have the Russo brothers direct the Avengers movie, but they're coming at the tail end of crap quality. So I'm not bad at it. Like I said, the other half of me, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm going to try to be optimistic about it, but this is desperation. You can tell. If they win, cool. I hope Disney/Marvel, but really Disney and Marvel collaboration, I really hope they take lesson from this. They learn a hard lesson. If it fails, then that is a hard lesson. Like, okay, we need to get the fans what we want, but we need to kind of like exercise creativity. We need to actually kind of, utilize the Marvel comics as inspiration, but we need to stop trying to, we're not trying to please our executives, we need to try to please the fans, if they fail. But if it's a success, then yeah, going forward, MCU, you're gonna have to step up your game. May get different writers. May stick with the Russo brothers for a couple of years, and then find competent directors. Or heck, get the directors for basically Iron Man or the Infinity Saga. You already got the Russo brothers, good move. But maybe stick with the directors of the good movies. Well, I guess we can't say James Gunn because he's with DC now. But yeah, get the directors who are left in Marvel and have them come back, offer some notes, or have them direct the movies that made them kind of a household name, or made MCU a household name for what they are. Smart move with Russo brothers. Smart move with RDJ. I see the logistics, but that's desperate. That's so desperate. Alright, well, I think I talked enough. Yeah, 13 minutes. I have to talk about it. I mean, it's RDJ. He's coming back as an iconic villain. He's the villain. It makes sense. And I was reading an article by IGN of all the villains that they could have picked besides Doctor Doom. There wasn't. Either they're dead, or it just doesn't make sense in terms of the narrative. But they had no one else. Let's face it, they had no one else. I just find that a very interesting and kind of like, I'm cautiously optimistic about RDJ coming back. Yep, I think I summed it up pretty well. Well, okay, guys, you can definitely leave a like, comment, or subscribe, but really, leave a comment. What do you think about RDJ coming back to MCU as Doctor Doom? Do you think it's basically desperate for money? Disney's trying to claw their way for desperation and try to get success in any capacity? Or do you think the project will be good with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars? You think it will be good? Well, all I know is we gotta see a trailer, and if they're gonna show RDJ as Doctor Doom proper, yeah, it better be good. It better be cooking. It better be cooking. Because at this moment, Deadpool and Wolverine, I know it won't save the MCU, but from the amount of money and the success it's getting, it's doing pretty freaking good job. Yeah, they're gonna have to sell us on that. They're gonna have to sell us as him seen as a villain. And then, all doubts in our mind will be pretty much forgotten. All these kind of like dividing the fans will be like, alright, RDJ, you still got it. And as pretty much Doctor Doom. Iron Man? Who's that? You're Doctor Doom now. Yeah, well, gonna end with this quote one more time because I'm gonna hit it with it again. So, yeah. Yeah, so you either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That is so fitting. Alright. Well, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alright, Share Factory. This was awkward, but you can definitely roll your credits. Yeah, I'm doing some meta commentary, but hey, whatever.